Dude, guys, look what we unlocked. Oh my god, look at us. We are so blessed with Volume 3. Oh.
RCJ Productions.
What is up, Need for Speed Racers? It is I, your wheelman, Alex Cornnut. I'm here today with the Volkswagen Golf GTI in S-Class. Shook it up a little from the previous build I had. It's pretty sturdy little car. It's right in the middle of the S tier. It's got a really good top speed, but due to the longer gearing, it's a little slower to accelerate. But overall, you can pub stomp with it, set okay times on tracks, and it's really easy to drive in Tron turns. So it's got that going for it, which is nice. With those new body kits out, there's going to be a lot of people getting into this car that are going to want some competent builds. So I figured I'd throw one your guys' way. So let's dig into it. Let me see what I got for you. Now, as all things, we dig into the styling portion first. If you get the Legends one that has the shiny body kit with this cool light bar on the back, I would recommend probably not deviating from the paint job because there's like glowy patches on that car, and I took that off like immediately. So for the body parts, there is a handful of stuff you can do. There's a handful of different fenders, different side skirts. I mean, there's a lot of different customization you can do with this car from the ground up. Now, the custom Legends kit comes with those cool mirrors that are on it, and then if you change those mirrors off, you can't. I'm really showing you kind of what the customization of the base car is. If you buy the Legends kit, you'll probably have a little less things you can do to it. But overall, I'd say I give this car like a 2 out of 3. It does have some things you can do, but not as far down the road as some of the other cars have. But you can make it look pretty sweet. Got that color scheme going. You know, just kind of pull it all together to match that rear light bar. I think, honestly, from a body kit customization standpoint, there was an opportunity that was absolutely missed. If I buy this car for $10 or the Mustang or whatever it is, or $6 for the 3-pack, insert your currency here. If I could put whatever I want on the back of that, like I can customize my license plate, still put in banned words or whatever so nobody's getting out here too rowdy, that would be dope. Like, just even if it was just a scrolling light bar, but I could pick what goes onto that, that would be worth the purchase, because now I can really customize it to my thing and my style as opposed to just whatever they throw at us. So that's kind of my gripe. I think with the Mustang and this car, that custom LED back light bar is dope, but they really missed the mark by not letting us pick what it says there. Like, it says motion. Wow, so cool. I wanted to say Cornnut Crew, you know what I'm saying? So that's my gripe, but overall I think the car is pretty good. There's a lot you can do with it, and if you build it to A+, I've got Sunny's build. It's an older one, but it hasn't changed. So if you guys want to do the A+ build, you can do that. Now, for the performance portion of this, for this setup, we are running, it's the 5th engine over, so you count 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, excuse me, 4th engine over. No, it's 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5th engine over, 4.0 liter V8. 345 brake horsepower when we start. You'll see that I crammed a bunch of these in here, and I really deviated, or not deviated, but I tried a lot of different stuff. Here's the deal. The Wankel you can get more power out of, but it does not feel right in S-Class. It just, you lose a little off the top end, and it feels really slow. It doesn't make peak power to the end of it. And because we're running a 5-speed, having a little more torque is nice, and at least you feel it with the 4.0 V8. So I'm going to recommend that 5th engine, the Sport Bronze one. For the parts, you're doing Silver Pro induction, Super Gold ECU, Super Gold fuel system, Super Gold exhaust, and Elite Platinum twin turbos. Guys, I tried all of the different inductions here. Real talk, it feels good with a Roots, but you can't get the Roots to fit with the proper handling that we have here. And so you really have to take some power out to make it work. And then it makes it not work on the top end as good. So the happy medium is running it with the dual turbos, the 20s, and it's pretty sturdy that way. It definitely feels a lot better when you get that in there, but you got to either take a lot of handling out or you're sacrificing parts somewhere else in it. And I didn't want to take any power out of it because it's got a good top speed and it actually hits it in S-Class as long as you leave all the power in it. We are running Sport Bronze Nitrous, Elite Platinum Road Suspension, Sport Bronze Brakes, because who needs to stop? We boost through corners out here, and Elite Platinum Grip Tires, Silver Pro Clutch, and the Sport Bronze 5-speed transmission for sure. The 6-speed would be better because it tightens up the gear ratios a little bit, but it takes it so far out of the class that you have to take out so much power that it just makes it feel like crap when you're driving it. So definitely run it with the 5-speed. That's really the only way to make it viable that I could find. And then we're running the Elite Platinum differential, so that way we can get the most out of our handling slider. But truthfully, because we're only doing 95% grip, you guys can run it with the Sport Bronze and save yourself some money. Auxiliaries for racing, as I always do, is Nitrous Drift and Nitrous Grip. That way we can get those micro drifts and get all that boost going, and you'll see me do that on Blue Collar for sure. Now the handling doesn't take 100%. 100% doesn't fit, but you can do 95% grip. I tried it with the 98. It doesn't work. You got to be at least 95. So go all the way full Beyonce, back it off 95%. That's where we're going to live for this build. Steering sensitivity, I run 2 clicks high. That felt really sturdy. You might even go a little higher than that because the car feels pretty nimble, but really very planted and easy to drive. So you might toy with that on the high end. I think it's pretty nice. Downforce, run it all the way high. That's the spot for this one. Everywhere else is 330, so you got to have that downforce cranked all the way max. Traction control off, and drift entry, I run brake tap for my micro drifts. Guys, that's going to give you the Volkswagen Golf GTI Clubsport 2016. 213 for the top speed. It does it. I think like you could probably do like 215 with some red light tech. I mean, it'll get there, but it's track specific. You're not going to get there on Blue Collar, but on Fishhook, go for it. It'll go. 698 for your horsepower and 511 for your torque. 0 to 60 doesn't matter, neither does your quarter mile time. For those of you guys that might be new to the channel, the reason I say 0 to 60 and quarter mile doesn't matter is because it calculates that based from a standing start to that number. You only go from a stopped position to a 0 to 60 one time in the race, and that's at the start. And when you start the race, when you get a perfect launch, you boost so much with that start boost, you accelerate so much harder than you would normally that calculation's off anyway, and you don't want to use that as a metric. Honestly, a metric that I would like to see is 30 to 100. What's 30 to 100 mile an hour look like? Or what's 50 to 150 looks like? That would be good. Those would be statistics that we could actually use in the game and get an idea of what it does. But honestly, I've seen cars have great 0 to 60s because they have a 4-speed transmission, and first gear will take you from from 0 to 60 mile an hour. You put a 5 or a 6-speed in it, and then your 0 to 60 time comes down, and it gives you a less points on your PI, so you can put more power into it. And the car is way better with more gears because there's shorter gear ratios, you're in the power better. So just get away from those stats, you guys. There's always somebody in the comments that's like, oh, my 0 to 60 is this. I'm like, what's your horsepower and torque? Oh, 150 foot-pounds of torque less and 100 foot or horsepower less? What are you doing? No. Build the car, shoot for horsepower and torque, make sure the top speed fits in the class, and you're good to go. Alright, stay tuned for the gameplay footage. It's pretty solid. I murder Lex at the end of it. Dirty Racer, Mr. Me. And it's just him and I dueling because we couldn't find anybody else to race with us. Copium this week is the other Volkswagen Golf GTI, the old one, the Rabbit, and we are running the long climb. It is going to be a lot of fun. That car is super cracked on that track. I really expect some crew records to come out of Copium this week, and it's very, very good. So if you want to compete with us, get in Copium. We'd love to have you. If you don't know what Copium is, that is my own channel series that I put together every week. Takes nothing to participate, no entry, no nothing, just run the race in the Rabbit, so run the long climb in the Volkswagen Golf GTI and A+, take a screenshot at the end, and then send it to me via email or in Discord, and I'll get you entered. And I group everybody up. Nobody knows anybody else's times because I always scrub them really good, and it's just a big reveal at the end of the week. And it's a great way to meet new people in my Discord and race with just make new friends and race with the homies. It's fantastic. So we'd love to see you out there. Other than that, you guys, thank you so much for participating, hanging out, watching the videos. You guys are helping me grow, and it's a partnership. It's I make the content and you guys watch it. So if you're watching it right now, thank you. I can't do it without you. Other than that, have a great rest of your day. Stay tuned for the gameplay footage. Bye-bye. Alright. It's me and Lex. We're out here. There was a link up going on. So volume 3 things. Not a lot of people turned up, but we're going to give it an honest effort. He's got the unlockable body kit. I tweaked mine a little bit. I just couldn't do the glowy graphics on it. That was a little too extra for me. But at least we got that cool light bar at the back. I wish you could customize the light bar. If they let you customize the light bar, that body kit would be omega worth it. Gonna roll through the gears. Quick shift in the third. Let's run that out. This thing's got a little juice in it. Gears are a little long, but it's pretty fast. So when you're setting this up, you will find that it's got good top speed, but it doesn't accelerate quite as hard as some of the other cars do. But I mean, like, shoot, we're going 212 through 213, which is very fast for S-Class. Most of the other cars, they accelerate harder, but they don't go as fast on the top speed. So this is more of a speedless car, if you will, but it still handles quite good. Didn't have enough boost to 3-bar through there, so we're just going to pull out of it. Looks like Lex died. It handles really good. It's not unpredictable. That's one big thing with these is how does it handle? A good car for driving is going to be something that you can predictably put into a corner and know how it's going to handle. And so this is one of the ones that I would say is kind of the lower end of the skill range. You don't have to be super accomplished to be able to get it to go. It's a good little pub stomper. I really don't have any problems with it at all. A little micro drift there. A little 3-bar on exit here. See right there, I just boosted and turned. It turned a little sharp. I just counter steered a little bit. It was fine. Ooh, oh, that paid actor. There wasn't a lot we could do with that. Could have just not skill issued, I guess. But we're still gonna beat Lex, and that's all that matters. I wish there was more people in the lobby so you could see how this thing goes. Good top end, enough power to get you there. Just with it only having the 5-speed transmission, so we can get all the power in there, it's gonna be a little. It's gonna feel a little slower than you'd like. Once you get up above 190, it starts to pick up pretty good because you're coming into that top turbo. Because it's got the dual turbo in it, so the low turbo will help you in the low part of the gear, and then as you transition, the second turbo would give you more at the top. So it's like you have 2 ranges of where the boost is at, so when you're in the mid, it just doesn't hit quite the same. We'll see what we can do on blue color. Omega fast cars do this under 2 minutes. Sub 210 is good mid-range with no mistakes. If you're higher than 210, car's no good. At least not for this track. Mind you, this track can be kind of cheesed, and you can do it with something that only does about 170, so we'll see what we can do. Because this car is every bit of 40-50 mile an hour faster than a lot of the cars that do really good on this track. See, right there was a perfect example of the car handling predictably. I just turned in, and then as soon as I saw that van and I hit the boost, I didn't accelerate with it, I just boosted with no gas so that way I could get full turn in. Alright, we'll save this. Let's see how she trons. Incredibly predictable. This is a great car for a newer player, somebody that's learning the ropes. It's not going to get you out of trouble so much because it just doesn't quite have the top speed that you'd like to see from stuff, but not top speed, but the acceleration, the quickness. But goodness, it's incredibly easy to drive. Even on this dirt section here, I mean, I'm able to drive and turn without it sliding out. And that might be due to the front-wheel drive characteristics of the Golf, or all-wheel drive maybe? To be honest, I really don't know what kind of drivetrain this thing's got. I feel like it's front-wheel drive though. And Tron? Oh, excellent. And Tron. Great little car. Great little car. And I made a couple mistakes there. Nothing crazy, but yeah, 208, little Clubsport. Especially with the way its top speed is geared. I really think this is a little pub stomper. Mind you, I don't have a bunch of people to race against to show you its, you know, characteristics. And Lex is driving the same car with me. And obviously you guys have seen, like, Lex is a very good driver, but he's struggling a little bit with it. I think that there is a bit of a learning curve because it turns really good off acceleration, not on. So if you've got the power down and you're using the boost to turn, it turns pretty good. But if you're just locked in, you kind of need to get out of the throttle to turn the sharpest that it will do. Yeah, like 208 on blue collar is not bad. I mean, that's not a record time at all. I mean, we're down in the 140s on that track, but that's with a drift build and a really, really cracked car. So, you know, we're a little ways from that, but let's see how she does here. Incredible. This that was perfect. I mean, that's the exact line you want to take through there. And this car just hit it no problem. I really, I like the way this car handles. It's really quite good. Like I say, it's a little slower to accelerate, so it's a momentum vehicle. But, like right there, it just hooked up, ripped up, and gripped around the corner really well. Mind you, like, obviously guys, take everything I do with a grain of salt. My driver mod's pretty good. I can make a lot of cars look fast that maybe are not so fast, but I'd say that this is a good little mid-range, mid-tier car for S. It's got a great top speed. I really like that. Micro drift up the hill here. Cut to the right of the van. Cut through the trees. Avoid the trees. Downshift to fourth so that way we're in the power. And boost. Yeah, because fifth gear takes you from like 150 all the way up to like 215. That, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that was a really terrible corner. We hit two cars there, but didn't die, so we'll take it. Lex is coming. We got him! We got him! He was out of control! Let's go! Oh man! Oh, he quit out! Oh, he quit! Guys, Lex does all my thumbnails and helps me out with stuff, so like I'm picking on one of the boys, but oh, I got him, dude. He's sending me messages on Discord. He's mad. That's the Golf GTI. It's a murderer. You guys have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.